guess is there's very few things you can suggest, reasonable things, that some performer somewhere can not only get away with, but rock a crowd with, okay? No matter how crazy, no matter how counterintuitive, no matter how strange, I found myself doing, is more accurate, not so much I plan to do, I found myself doing so many crazy things over the years in different contexts and performances. I mean, people, if you treat each person in your audience as a world, as a unique world, which they are, and you can have the good fortune and the talent and the experience to welcome them to share the unique world that is theirs, it's amazing where a crowd will take you. Okay, and especially if you open yourself up to that. So right off the top, of course, I have to say, these are not 10 things you should absolutely, definitely never do, but certainly these are 10 things I have seen many performers do, and many times and often undercut the power, the effectiveness, the charm, the entertainment value of their performances. Okay, so with that proviso in mind, let's jump in. And these are in no particular order. Okay. And this is a great one for me to start with, of all people, because I am a bit of a blabbertron. Number one, don't talk too much. Words are funny. There's a Zen idea that a word just points at the moon. It doesn't actually describe the moon or capture the moon. It's just it points towards the moon. And in that way, I think magicians too often use words, much of the time to express and deal with nerves. It's one of the things that happens is people get nervous and they talk. Or they sense that they're worried the audience will not be deceived or will not care about what they're doing, and they think they can make up the difference by talking. So, you know how often I've seen performers who don't talk enough? Very rarely. How often I've seen performers who are talking too much? Often. So, work on that. Do not talk too much during your magic. Do not limit it. Do not describe it. Don't use words too much. Let the magic speak for itself. Okay, it really will do a beautiful job. Number one. Number two. Don't perform too quickly. Okay, again, how often have you seen a magician perform too slowly? It's rare. How about too quickly? Often. Okay, so you've got to watch your speed. And again, this is often an expression of nerves, of a lack of confidence. Speed. You'll see this in all kinds of performers, musicians, singers, comics. Speed. Hardly ever help, particularly as magicians. The whole key here is to inspire trust. And so often when we speak quickly or move quickly, we spark suspicion. Okay, so number two, don't go too quickly. Don't perform too quickly. Slow it down. Gives audiences a chance to process what you're doing, to make it their own, to share it even silently with each other, with glances, things like that, and gives you a chance to connect to what you're doing. Okay, so that's number two. Number three, do not repeat a trick. Now, this is, again, not an issue so much with professionals. It's more beginners will fall into this, particularly at school. You're at school, you're performing, and so-and-so, you've done this trick, people love it, and they ask to see it again and again, or show it over here. Can you show it to Bill? And what's that person's way of saying is basically, hey, I want to see if I can catch you this time. I want to watch it too as you show it to Bill. So be careful. Do not repeat a trick. Don't let your nerves get the best of you. Now, I am going to talk specifically about I will be talking more about this notion of nerves. But, it's really important that even if you're anxious and worried, I think you have a commitment. And I think the commitment is to yourself, to your own creative growth, to having fun with what you do. Not so much with the audience, but a commitment to yourself. And I think it's extremely important that you do not let your nerves get the best of you. Say to those nerves, to heck with you. I want to grow, and I know there's only one way to really get through this, and that is for me to continue to perform and share. So don't let your nerves get the best of you. Don't tell them what you're going to do before you do it. Now, this is a presentational crutch a lot of younger magicians will use. They'll kind of say beforehand, I'm going to do this and this. I'm going to make the coin travel from here to here. I'm going to do this. Or you can do it explicitly or even implicitly, sort of indicating where you're going. And, that undercuts the surprise. It's similar to don't repeat a trick, is don't let them know where you're going with your words before you get there. Don't describe what you're going to do before you do it. So much better to show people rather than to tell people. Hence the idea of show business. It's not tell business, so to speak. Don't try to control things, okay? So much better to respond to things, to welcome people, to incorporate spontaneous things that will bring your performance to life in a way, rather than trying to control what people do and what they say. You'll never win. You can't control it. All that'll come across is that you'll limit the moment for people. People will sense you're nervous and trying to control things, and they'll pull back, and you'll have this very sort of lifeless exchange going on. Don't presume that you know how the magic works. Now, of course, you know you're using the extra coin or the double-faced card. You know that part of the method. But it's a small part of the method. And it's taken me years, and maybe you can understand where I'm going here in the sense that, okay, so you do this move with this card, and you show it to this people at this time and place. But does that truly explain why it works? Does that tell you what's going on in their minds? Does that explain to you why this person goes, oh my God, and they freak out, and this person goes, eh? Are you presuming to understand all the details of what is going on in this magic experience? Hopefully not. There's so much that's going on that you do not understand. And it is part of the experience. It's even part of the method, I would say, in a sense. So what keeps me humble and keeps me focused and keeps me open and learning and thirsty for more experience and all that stuff, which has really helped me, is to not presume I know how the trick works. Don't perform for people who don't like magic. Don't do it. Don't do it. Your ego will say, I'm going to amaze this guy, or here's a guy I don't think he doesn't seem to want to see it, but I'm going to push it on him, I'm going to force it. Or how about these other guys who are asking, oh, show us a trick, but you can see they don't really like magic. They're just trying to figure you out, or they're bored, they got nothing better to do. To heck with those people. Seriously. Treat what you do as precious, and it will grow for you, and you will become better at it, and your whole performances will have that sense of respect, okay? Don't feel obliged. Don't force yourself to perform for people who don't enjoy magic, okay? Don't give away your power to other people. This is huge, particularly for younger people, I think. Well, we all struggle with this. Don't give away your power. And by that, I mean, long story short, for me, any audience in front of me in a moment, they are means to my end. My goal is to become a better performer. My goal is not to amaze this crowd on this evening, and it's a do or die. If I don't, my self-esteem, my sense of myself as an artist, all that plummets. No. I'm going to keep my power. Keep your power. Keep your power. Okay? Share it with other people. And in fact, it's important to keep in mind that you can have power over other people, which is a limited kind of power, or power with them. And it's much stronger. There's a lot more power in that for yourself, okay? So do not, I've seen performers go out on the stage, stand-up comedy and magic, and you can see they're desperate. There's this sense that if they don't make this crowd laugh right now, they're going to be terrified. They're going to be upset. You do not set yourself up like that. This crowd in front of you is just a crowd or a bunch of people that in this moment, so try to really do not get caught up in that whole idea of giving away your power to the audience. Okay? You have to care, but don't care too much. It's a balance, that one. Don't try to copy the style of other magicians. This is a hard one, too, for younger people. I have a lot of students who, they watch a DVD or they'll do a class with them, a seminar or workshop. And, you see them pick up your pattern, your pacing, your style and these things. And it's flattering, but it's not what any good teacher would want. It's really important as you look at DVDs and watch me on here or watch other magicians who you admire to try to, take away the best part from some of the thinking, maybe the methods, this and that. As for the style, it's, do not try to copy other people. I know it's a cliche. I know you probably intellectually understand it. But it's so much more important to try to work on developing your own style. Don't try to copy others, because there's that classic line, you can be a better you than I could ever be. And you'll never be, 1/3 of a Jay Sankey as I am, for what that's worth. I'll always be able to rock my thing, the best in the world. And you need to find your thing and rock that thing too.